Alright, sorry for any background noise. I haven't run my generator since last hurricane, and that gas has been in there for like 6 months. I need to run it out. So you're gonna see this is transmission, and the clutch is in between here, and so of course you gotta separate that, and it won't be nothing to support the engine. So before you pull it, you're gonna put a strap on it or something. You can put a jack stand underneath it. I don't like using jack stands because this way if the truck has to be moved, or you can still get underneath it. So there's these little holes here in the control arm brackets. I just hooked it into and just put this ratchet strap up. Now as when we pull this transmission out, you know, it might need to lower down a little bit, so I might have to take some tension off of it, but you're gonna have to put something up there to hold the transmission up while hold the engine up while the transmission's out of it. So now before moving on though, I went ahead and put some PP blaster on those for when I take them off later. But so now your next step is you gotta take these bell housing bolts off. There's 2 on the bottom there, and then there's 3 on each side. 1, 2, I don't know if you can see up in there. The 3rd one, but so I'm gonna put it back over here. I don't know how good it's gonna come out. You can see anything, but I'm using an impact, but you can do it with hand tools. It's 13 millimeters, all of them. Alright, so I was not able to use impacts. I'm probably going to fast forward that part, so I guess you'll be able to tell. But I'm going to have to edit this back to the front of this. What I do is I keep this bolt, the lowest one right here. And I don't know if you can see it, but the lowest one over here. I busted them loose, but then tightened them back up. So now the only thing holding this transmission to this engine are those 2 bolts. So when I take everything loose, I just got to take those 2 bolts loose. And I have not done one of these years trucks before, but it looks like all the bolts are the same, except for it's always usually the ones you don't really tell, but the top 2 are always shorter. So you see they don't got no shank in them; they're threaded all the way. So the ones that threaded all the way, they go on the top of your bell housing. The rest of them don't matter. So if you mix them up with the 2 that are facing this way, it doesn't matter. So next thing we're gonna do over here is gonna take we'll just go ahead and we'll put those loose real quick. I did it with a meter. You're gonna want to do shallow but with a deep. So the next thing we're going to do, we're going to take this line off. I'll be right back. So, you see that little clip? No. Can't do it with both hands. No. There's a clip over here on this side. Little thing hanging off to the side. So you pull that clip out, and that should release it. I'm not going to be able to do that with one hand, so I'm going to put it over here. Hopefully it'll catch it. So there's a clip. I think you're going to want to make sure you get a bucket underneath it because you might get some fluid out of it. Well, you don't have to push it in. Take clip out and that's it. And I'm putting everything new in here. Master and slave cylinder, clutch, throwout bearing, all that stuff. So, but if you were only doing whatever and you weren't replacing the master and the slave, then you're gonna probably want to plug up the holes. But I'm not gonna worry about it because I'm not reusing this stuff. So now the next thing you're going to do is you're going to have to take out this transmission cross member. But you can't do that without having it on a jack. But having the jack under the truck makes it hard to work. So I'm going to go around and bust all 3, or actually 6 of these nuts loose. And then I'm going to put jack under it. Now normally you can go and buy you can do it with a regular jack if you're careful. You can get a special transmission jack, or you can get a mount to go on your jack for about $70 on Amazon. But I didn't want to wait for it to come in. I just took an old truck frame and I welded up my own piece. It'll work. It's not the very best, but it's going to be good for what I need to do. But you'll have to figure that one out on your own. But I'm going to put it back here. So now, what we've done is we're taking the pressure off this cross member with a jack. So now, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take these, I left them only finger tight, pull them out, and then take the ones off the middle, take transmission and cross member out. Like I said, what I always do, I always put the nuts back on them. But before I get my hands dirty, I'm just showing you now. I'm going to put you back over here. There's a heat shield bolt right there, 13 millimeters. You didn't see it. If you do any kind of mechanic work, you'll come across this. You'll start taking something apart and then realize something else is connected. Let's take your time.